Let's see what happens next. The tree spirit became sad. Now, what does the tree say? I will visit the king and try to change his mind. The tree spirit is talking to herself that she will visit the king and try to convince him to not cut the tree. That night, the tree spirit appeared before the king in his dreams. I am the spirit of the sal tree. O king, I was as free as a breeze, but today I learned of your plan to cut the tree down. I have come to beg you to change your mind. So now that night the king had a dream. The tree spirit came in his dreams and said that she is as free as wind. Breeze means wind. And requested the king to change his mind and not cut that sal tree. The king was not moved. What he said? No, I cannot. Yours is the only tree strong enough to support the palace. Now, what did the tree spirit said? O king, for 1,000 years people have worshipped me. Birds have their nests on my branches. People rest under my shade. Now, the king was not affected by what the spirit said and told her that he needs that tree to build his palace as it is strong enough to support the palace. The spirit told the king that this tree is a home for many birds. People take shelter under this tree. People have worshipped this tree. Next, what happens? Let's see. The king heard the spirit but insisted. Insisted means said strongly that you must have to do. Now, what does the king say? That may be true, but I cannot spare you. Then, mighty king, please cut me in three parts. The tree spirit said. First, cut away the green part. Next, cut my middle with its 100 strong arms and hands. Last of all, cut my trunk. The king heard the spirit but did not change his mind. So the spirit asked the king to cut the tree in three parts. First, the green part, then the middle part, which has so many strong branches, and then the trunk. Now, in the last picture, the king was surprised at the strange request. Now, what did he say? But why? Why do you want to suffer three times? So the tree spirit said, dozens of young sal tree have sprung up around me. Sprung up around me means grown around me. If you cut me with one stroke, then they will all be crushed under my weight. But if I fall in three pieces, some of the little ones may still thrive. Means thrive means grow healthy and strong. Do you grant my wish? Now the king replied, yes, I do. So the king was surprised to hear such a strange request that the spirit had made. The king asked the spirit that why did it want to suffer thrice? To which the spirit said that there are many young little sal trees grown up around it. So if the king cuts it at once, the other young trees will die because of bigger sal tree which is not good as they must live growing healthy and strong. To this the king agrees. Next, let's see what happens next. The king thought about the spirit's words all night. Now, what did he said in his mind? The tree spirit is so kind and wise. What a great sacrifice it is prepared to make for love. The king thought of what the spirit said. He was moved by the thought of the spirit which was so kind and wise and was making sacrifice for other small salaries. Now the last picture, just let's see. The next morning, the king called the minister and his foresters. And what did he say? I have changed my mind. The column will be built of stone, not wood. This is because a very noble spirit lives in the sal tree. So they replied, Thank you, Your Majesty. Now the king changed his mind and told his ministers and foresters that the palace will be built of stones and not on the wooden pillar because a noble spirit lives there. Therefore, at the end, children, we see it was very wise of king to not hurt the tree which is giving shelter and home to many. Thus, the king makes a very wise and noble decision. Thank you.